Welcome to another Ruthless Anti-haul. I'm going to be talking myself out of every new launch on Trend Mood's Instagram account, except for two. I think there are two products that I'm going to end up purchasing that would be a really good fit for me, but everything else I'm just going to ruthlessly judge so that I don't spend unnecessary money. Who is outside yelling? I live in the middle of nowhere. I don't have any neighbors. Is it at the river? Let me just scooch on over. Okay, so the first thing I pulled up is this new mascara launch from Thrive Cosmetics. I love the liquid length, what is it? Liquid length lash extension mascara. You know the one, the iconic tubing mascara. It is the best mascara I've ever tried. It's lengthening, it's volumizing, it's super black, it washes off with water, it never flakes or smudges, and it holds a curl. It is the holy grail for me. It is the standard. It's what I hold every other mascara to, and if a mascara just does not compete with the Thrive mascara, I'm not ever gonna reach for it. Why would I reach for a product that doesn't make me look as good as the Thrive does? And I kind of thought that they would just stick with the theme of tubing mascaras if they ever expanded the line. I figured they would come out with just other colors, which I think they might have a couple of. But interesting, they've actually come out with a volumizing mascara that's a non-tubing formula. Personally, for me, I wouldn't purchase this because I only wear tubing mascaras. I cannot be bothered to apply a mascara that doesn't instantly wash off with warm water. So I already know that this isn't for me, but I just kind of wanted to talk you through the promotional images because on the Trend Mood Instagram on slide 3, there's a graphic and the lashes just look very, very lackluster, very straight, very short. And that's in part a good thing because it means that they have transparent marketing. I love that they're not adding falsies and expecting us to believe that that's real. However, I also don't think it makes the product look any good. Now I'm going to the Thrive Instagram page and I'm just going to pop up some extra images. Here's a woman with more mature skin, and I just think this makes her lashes look so weird. Again, I appreciate the transparency, but I mean, other mascaras could have done a better job than this. It looks like her lashes are going in different directions because of the formula. They just look so wiry. Then scrolling to the last slide, you can just see on the image on the bottom, this mascara looks clumpy, spidery, wiry, and the model has beautiful lashes. They may not be the thickest or the longest, but you certainly could get a really nice look with the lashes that she has. Okay, now I've pulled up a video and it just makes the lashes look really average. I just am very confused by this launch. Next, I think I talked about this in the last anti-haul. If you haven't watched that, I'll link it on the screen above because I am picking up right where that Trend Mood page left off. I think I talked about the Ritual Defy 3-drop weightless serum foundation, but I wanted to circle back on it. I am interested in picking it up, and I just wanted to know from you guys what you thought of it, if you've tried it. I'm just interested because a lot of people who have tried it said that it was really beautiful and they're totally hooked on it, and it's basically what they wanted the Say Hydra Bounce foundation to be. It's like a skincare oil foundation. But my friend Hope Mess Tom tried it and said it was pretty dewy, so I think that one's gonna have to be a skip for me. I'm just a sucker for a foundation that's described as having a natural finish, medium coverage, etc. But when I see that it's mostly oil-based, that is a sign for me to pass. It looks like Fresh has launched new shades of their sugar-tinted lip balm. We have Lily Luster, which is a shimmery mauve, Radiant Rose, a shimmery fuchsia, and Dewy Daisy, a shimmery blush. I think this might be the first time they've launched any of these colors with shimmer in it. Generally, I like to shy away from products that have shimmer in them because they tend to be a little bit gritty and I just don't like the feeling of grit on my lips. But you know what? I just never got into the hype for the Fresh tinted lip balms. On me, they did virtually nothing. They were super thin, and while they would kind of feel nice on the lips, I just never felt like my lips were any better after they wore off. In fact, I think they also felt a little bit drying. I'm also not the biggest fan of a lemon scent, and I think all of theirs are pretty heavily lemon scented. And I don't know if you are going to be able to relate to this, but you know the Fresh lip balms, the packaging, how they have that kind of metal or aluminum packaging that you have to twist on. Oh my God. My brain is glitching thinking about it. Like it's nails on a chalkboard for me, twisting the metal. I have chills. I have goosebumps because I can't even imagine twisting on the lid of the Fresh lip balms. That metal packaging grinding together, it just gives me heebie-jeebies. And I remember, now that I think about it, that was also one of the reasons I really didn't like this product. So this is a very easy pass. We've got a limited edition launch from Fenty Beauty with these beautiful bright neon sunset colors that initially visually I'm very drawn to. Now the products they're launching, it looks like it's just the Match Stick lip and cheek product in Strawberry Pop, which looks like a beautiful kind of warm pinky color. And then they have the Poutsicle Hydrating Lip Stain in Gemini. The Match Stick is an easy pass for me because I've heard so many people say that that formula is incredibly stiff and drying. And, you know, I just don't really reach for a ton of cream blushes anyways. They have to be really long wearing and long lasting and blendable and skin-like in order for me to reach for them. So I won't be buying that, but I am interested in the Poutsicle because I've heard amazing things from my friend on Instagram, Emily, who's Glitter Goblin. She says that it is by far the best lip stain she's ever tried, and she's a total lip stain person. And this just looks like a juicy, mouth-watering berry kind of color. Interesting that they're putting a purple berry shade in a summer launch. Normally I would associate berries with, you know, the colors of winter. That's personally when I reach for my berry colors. And now that it's spring, I'm reaching for more kind of warm orangey peachy shades. But I love the packaging. Like the ombre gradient colors are totally speaking to my heart. I just can't tell based on this promotional image. I'm looking at slide number 3 on the Trend Mood page, and one background is yellow and the product looks very pink. And then the other background is purple and the product looks very purple. But on the last slide, okay, you can see on the last slide, it is a very, very deep purple. And damn, that looks beautiful. That looks really beautiful. But I'm not going to buy this product, even though I really want to try it, because I have the Rare Beauty Lip Oil in Affection, and that is a gorgeous purpley berry shade. It's the perfect berry for me, and it's quite dark, and it's a little bit pinky as well. It just brightens up my complexion. It is actually my favorite color from the Rare Beauty line, even though it's the darkest, the most bold, and I tend not to go for bold lip colors. I'm just so happy with that product that I don't need this one, even though I'd love to try it. So I am going to be leaving for Miami. Oh my God, tomorrow. I should start packing. Anyways, I'm going to be leaving for Miami tomorrow, and I will be able to go to Sephora. I'm so excited. Anytime I go on vacation, I get to see a Sephora. And if you're new here, I live in a very remote part of California in the beautiful redwoods, and we don't have a Sephora for 4 hours. So, you know, when I can go to Sephora, I get my swatching in, and maybe I'll try it there just to see how I like the formula, but it's going to be a pass for now. Next, there's a fragrance launch by Kilian, and it's called Eau Fresh. It's a warm floral fragrance, and it says adorned with a distinctive white lacquer and engraved on each side with the representation of the Achilles shield. The keynotes are petitgrain, marshmallow, and musk. So flowers, marshmallow, and musk. Yeah, you know, I've tried some Kilian perfumes and I've hated all of them. I know everyone loves Angel's Share. There was also the gin-based one or the juniper-based one, and I just thought both of those were way too strong. They gave me a headache. The gin one was really astringent and sharp, as a lot of boozy notes tend to be. Same thing with Angel's Share. I think it was just very astringent on my nose. It made me like wrinkle my nose. I just don't think that this line is for me, and I also don't like floral perfume. So this one's gonna be a pass, although I do think the bottle's really pretty. There are 2 new lip balms that are available now at Sephora. We have the Rose Inc Lip Treatment Hydrating Balm with Squalane. It's $22. It's an intensely hydrating vegan lip balm that visibly restores pillowy bounce to lips. And then we have the Refi Lip Buff, instantly plump, smooth, and hydrate, and it looks like it has an exfoliating brush and then a lip balm. I'm planning a massive, and I mean massive, lip balm video. I have, I think, 30 lip balms back there in my office. I wrote down reviews for a bunch that I've tried in previous years. I'm gonna end up reviewing, I think, like 50 lip balms for this video, and I actually did buy the Rose Inc one, but I haven't tried it. Real-time reviews with Kate. Okay, let's see. Ooh, nice. Little bit of a vanilla scent. I'm on board. Has a clear little plastic applicator. Ooh, it's gritty. Maybe that was just my tissue. Hold on. It was probably just the tissue. Sometimes tissues leave residue, you know. Ooh, it's gritty, but it's not an exfoliant. Yeah, no, it's not supposed to be gritty. And the grit isn't really dissolving. Okay, well, this is your sign not to buy this product. Aside from the initial grittiness, it is kind of going away now, but I don't want that in a lip balm. Smells nice. It just feels exactly like Aquaphor. Like, it's just thin. You can see it's very glossy, which generally means like the glossier a product is, I find the thinner it is. Yeah, it feels nice, silky, buttery, but it's a little bit thin, a little bit slippery for me. I generally like something thicker, a little more occlusive that's gonna lock stuff in. I'm actually gonna film a May fails video next, and I'm sadly gonna include this because I don't want a gritty lip balm. Gotta reapply the lip products. This is the Vive lip liner in the shade Brat, which is a really nice peach, like peachy brown. And on top, I have these amazing Romand Glasting Melting Balms. They're like the Charlotte Tilbury Happy Kiss lipstick balms. Tiny bit thinner, but with a fruity scent, and just $8. And this one is in the shade Nougat Sand. Love it. I didn't end up buying the Refi product because honestly, I'm just not that interested in it and it looks very, very thin and kind of oily and slippery. So I'm not going to be buying the Refi Lip Buff. Truthfully, I just haven't been really interested in their products, although I have heard some of them are good. And here's the product I am 100% gonna buy. Makeup by Mario heard our prayers and is launching a blush in the Skin Enhancer formula. I've been saying that they needed to make this into a blush ever since I tried the Skin Enhancer product. It's my favorite bronzer. It's sheer, it's skin-like, it's a balm, but like a really thin, oily balm that then sinks into the skin and leaves you with a slightly dewy finish, but with a little bit of powder, you can totally control the shine, unlike a lot of other products that are like sticky, tacky, balmy, and dewy. I just think it's a brilliant formula, one of the most innovative ones that I've tried. It's so beginner friendly, you can't mess it up. So to have that in a blush formula, I'm like, Lord, hold me back. I'm gonna buy all the colors. I mean, I'm not actually going to, but my heart wants to buy all the colors. I haven't seen a preview of the shades yet, but you can bet your bottom dollar I will be buying that and reviewing it as soon as it comes out. Does it say when? No, it just says coming soon. I'm like foaming at the mouth for this one. Okay, next we have a watermelon collection from Lawless. My instant gut reaction is like, ooh, glossy, pretty pink colors. I love that. However, there are two reasons I won't be buying anything from this collection. One, I'm over clean beauty. My Lawless Forget the Filler gloss that I loved in the shade Velvet went bad so fast. It started separating. It started smelling really funky. I think I only owned it for a year, maybe a little bit more than that. And I just honestly, I'm sick of all of my clean beauty products expiring before I've used them up. I do really love the Lawless formulas, especially the Forget the Filler gloss, but the appearance of the Forget the Filler gloss that I love looks and almost feels the same as one of my all-time favorite lip products, which is only a few dollars and you can get it at Target, the Naturium Phytoglow Lip Balms. I have the shade Petal, and the shade Petal from Naturium looks exactly like the shade Velvet from Lawless, so the Lawless one was an easy declutter. But when I think about this beautiful watermelon shade, first of all, what's interesting is their slices of watermelon in the promotional image don't look anything like the actual product itself. Like they didn't create a watermelon shade. I've never seen a watermelon that is hot neon pink. See how the products are just so much more pink, whereas actual watermelon is a lot more red. And I would have loved a true watermelon shade. I love watermelon colors, but it has to be a pink with a bit of red in it. I think they just created a hot pink line and then slapped the name watermelon on it and then like, you know, added some fruit in the marketing campaign, because this really shouldn't be called watermelon. It's not a watermelon shade, it's hot pink. But also, unfortunately, the Lawless lip products kind of dry my lips out a little bit. They have a pretty high concentration of menthol in them. I've tried the lip mask that comes in a pot. It dried the fuck out of my lips. I hated it. I'd love to try the new lip balms that are in a stick, but they look very matte. I've heard people say they're stiff. So this collection is not for me. I also just have a bone to pick with Lawless. They seem to constantly be launching products that are just pink all the time. And usually they're just light, creamy pink shades. Like the founder, Annie, is just constantly creating products just for herself. And while I understand that, I mean, that's cool to be a founder and like just create stuff that you want to wear and nothing else. It definitely has left a lot of people out, especially on the deeper end of the spectrum, given that the majority of their shades are extremely light and have a lot of white pigment in them. And I don't know, I just can't really get on board with that. Okay, so interesting updates on the Bare Minerals Gen Nude Bronzer. They launched two new shades. One is Kiss of Mauve and one is Kiss of Spice. As soon as I saw these, I was like, ugh. These are the two shades that I just want every brand to have. A nice goes with everything mauve shade and a nice goes with everything kind of tan beige shade. Those are the two colors I reach for the most. And I love the bronzer formula. You know, it's very shimmery, but it's super smooth. It's beautiful. And the models look really, really beautiful in the promotional images. But my friend on Instagram, Teresa, I think I have a picture I'll add. Yeah, she swatched it. And as you can see in her Instagram story, it is bronze. It's like the kind of color that I would want to wear as an eyeshadow every day. I'm just hoping that they bring these to Sephora while I'm in Miami so that I can try to swatch them, because the last time I saw they were only available on QVC. Okay, so you can get the new ones on QVC and they come with a brush for $34 each, but I want to just swatch these in person. And so I'm gonna wait until they come to some brick and mortar store and I can buy them and I can try them on each cheek and see if they're gonna be what I'm looking for, because Kiss of Spice just looks far too bronze. I've heard that Kiss of Mauve is beautiful and I'm just kind of waiting to see how that is. But if I'm trying to put on my critical thinking hat, I do have blush shades already that are probably going to already function as Kiss of Mauve, like my beloved M Cosmetics Heaven's Glow Radiant Veil Blush in Venetian Rose. I guarantee that is going to be probably even better than the bronzer. That is one of my all-time favorite blushes. And, you know, I've got MAC's Glow Play in Blush Please, which is kind of a pinky mauve. So as much as I would love to give into that initial blush impulse when I see a formula I love and a color I love, I'm gonna hold off because I know that it's just not something that I need. Here's the second product that I am probably gonna buy at some point. It's the Ceremonia Parfum de la Tierra, and the marketing images just sold me on this. I'll show you on their Instagram page. Ceremonia has all these beautiful promotional videos, and it's a gender neutral fragrance, and everyone is just like beautiful and sun-kissed and sexy and natural, and there's like dirt and grass and waterfalls and flowers and rain, and it has all of the things that really speak to my heart in a marketing campaign, especially for a fragrance launch around the summertime. Everyone I know who's tried this has said that it has become their signature scent, and so I'm really intrigued. Emily of Glitter Goblin said it's like a cross between a fresh aquatic fragrance and DS and Durga Debaser because it has some fruity notes. I know there's also a little vanilla in there, and specifically the base notes are top notes of bergamot, pink pepper, and basil, heart notes of jasmine petals, peach and ginger, base notes of vetiver, tonka bean, and driftwood. So people have said that it's woody, but there's also a little bit of a fruity floral quality to it, and there's a fresh quality. I don't usually like pink pepper in fragrances, but people have assured me that it's not super harsh or astringent. Everyone said it's just super balanced, and honestly, the bottle just looks gorgeous. I would love to display that somewhere as like an actual art piece. That's the kind of design that I really love. But it's $65 and I don't need a perfume, but I'm gonna be going to New York the first week of July, and I'm gonna see my friend Sierra Taylor, who's an incredible content creator and photographer. She owns a studio with her fiance called Halves, and they shoot like half the marketing campaigns for all of the beauty brands that you see. And she got this in PR, and so I'm gonna ask her to bring it to dinner so that I can spray it on myself and see if I like it. And that way I'll be able to try it, because as of right now, I'm not seeing any websites offering samples of this. Usually I just try perfumes when I can get samples, but I can't find that. So I'm just gonna wait until I'm in New York and then I can smell it there. We have a launch from Lunar Beauty, 8 lipsticks, $20 each, demi matte finish, full coverage, long wearing, comfortable with a custom packaging, black bullet, silver moon, and 8 lip liners for $14 each. Pretty good price point. I've heard of Lunar Beauty, but I've never purchased anything from them. I'm just looking at the shades here though, and I just don't see any shades that really speak to me. Also, the embossment on the actual lipstick itself and the packaging doesn't really appeal to me. Frankly, there's nothing here that really appeals to me, although I think the price point's pretty cool, so you know, good for them. Oh, Lunar Beauty is what's his face's line? Manny MUA. Okay, good for him. Good price point. Usually I would think that influencers launch kind of like pricier brands, but maybe I'll look into Lunar Beauty. I did hear that their lip oils are very nice. Oma Beauty launched a Hydroblast finishing powder. I don't know, but Hydroblast makes me just have the image of like getting like super soaked in the face. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but I'm into it. It's an innovative skin blurring ultrafine loose powder with skincare ingredients, a cooling sensation thanks to 52% water. I'd be interested in this. This could be kind of cool. I wonder if it's like my Fit Glow powder, which is like a hyaluronic acid powder. However, I have 2 loose powders and I do not need another one. The Fit Glow is my favorite. I think it's the best formula that I've ever tried. And then the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Matte in vanilla is a solid second place. I'm also just confused because the undertones look very warm. So maybe that's something they're going for, that, you know, they're going for more yellowy orange based undertones as something that would like brighten the under eyes. But the color choices just seem strange. The lightest shade looks like it would be, you know, a fine translucent shade. Then the second lightest shade is straight up yellow. The 3 after that are straight up orange. And then the last one looks definitely a little bit on the warm side. So I'm just interested to understand the shade range a little bit. But again, it's not something that I'm going to purchase. Oh shit. Gucci's launching more blushes. What? Everyone did, like, they all get together and said, okay guys, end of May is going to be the blush time. We're just going to bombard all of our consumers with a bunch of different blush launches. We're going to bankrupt everybody and we're just just gonna cause a total frenzy. I would really love to know an inside perspective on why does it happen where brands launch the same thing at once? Like, is it because all the manufacturers are doing that? And are the brands aware of that? Is it coming from the brand side? Do they communicate with each other? I'm just so interested because this has been like the month of blushes. These look beautiful. I've heard that this formula is amazing, but I just wouldn't reach for these colors because the one on the right, which is the super, super light cool toned pink, I already have my Persona Bubble Blush and I have the Dior Rosy Glow Backstage Blush, which is the same thing. The middle shade, I don't like orange blushes on me. And then the shade on the left is this beautiful plummy pink that is like, color I would love. But I think at that depth, it would probably be a little bit too deep and a little bit too pigmented for me. And I'd have to have a really light hand with a sheer brush and I'd have to like tap it off and just be a little bit more careful. And I do think there are colors I already own that can mimic that same shade. Not in a powder form, but I have the Wander Beauty Blush Highlighter Duo in Strawberry Fields. That's a really similar shade. So I just don't think that I need these, but I have always wanted to try Gucci blushes. We have a light reflecting under eye brightener from NARS. I believe they discontinued their line of liquid correctors, and this is the new line of correctors. It has medium coverage, a radiant finish, and it's a cream formula. Are these all the shades? None of these would correct my under eyes. The lightest shade is so incredibly yellow, and it's not even light enough for me. So NARS, that's a weird choice. I don't like it. Tarte launched their line of Hydromaniac Dewy Liquid Blushes. Nope. Urban Decay launched a line of Hydromaniac Dewy Liquid Blushes. They're a long wear liquid blush that delivers a rosy glow that plumps cheeks up. Interesting. Rosy glow. That word choice implies it might be a pH adjusting product because if all of them are rosy, even though they're different shades here, that implies that it would be flushing the same color of rose. But nothing says on the Trend Mood site that there's a pH adjusting pigment to it. So maybe that was just a weird choice of words. They have kombucha and marula oil. Wow. And if you go to the second slide, they are really, really bright. So this looks like a line that might be really great for someone with like medium to deep skin. These colors look like they would really show up on you. And I think that's probably hard for consumers to find a liquid blush that's really pigmented. A lot of, super liquidy blushes tend to be on the more sheer side. So I can see that there's a consumer for this for sure. I just don't think I'm that person because if you are having this kind of really oily, thin kind of formula that has a tiny little almost dropper kind of dispenser, I can tell right now that's going to be a kind of sticky, dewy, thin kind of formula. And I really, really, really don't like liquid blushes that come in a squeezy packaging. I inevitably squeeze out way too much product. The only exception to that is the Kulfi cream blush because that's a really thick cream. And so I tend not to squeeze out too much. This product is just going to be too runny. I also don't really like the packaging. I don't feel like I'm really drawn to any of the shades. Let's talk about the new Dior Backstage Rosy Glow blushes. So I'm a big fan of the shade pink. I love it. Beautiful formula, super sheer but buildable. And then when I saw these images on the left, I was like, going insane. The two top shades are exactly what I want. Like those, especially, both of those shades are exactly what I'm looking for. Rosewood's on the top left, Mahogany's on the top right. And if they launched those two shades in the way it looks in this image, I would have immediately purchased it and probably been able to declutter some products from my collection that I wanted to look like that. So on the last slide, you can see them more up close. They're launching a Rosewood and Mahogany, like I said, but also a berry and a cherry. And then they have their pink and their coral shades. But now I'm going to pull up some swatches from my friends on Instagram, and the actual products look nothing like those pictures. So you can see this picture of Rosewood and Mahogany. Look how dark Mahogany is. It is like a straight up brown and it's almost cool toned. So I'm interested to see what that would look like on someone with deep skin, who that would be a good fit for, because the undertone just looks a little strange to me. It doesn't look like their Mahogany lip oil shade at all, which is more of a reddish brown. This looks like a little bit more of like a cool toned brown, like ashy almost. And then Rosewood next to it looks peach. So I'm just very confused. So I think that top shade is the coral one that already exists. And then right underneath it is Mahogany, which looks like a swatch of dirt. Now, am I bummed about it? Yeah, I really wanted it to look like that first image, the top two products. However, this is probably really, really great news for someone with deep skin who's been looking for a brown kind of like my skin but better blush and has felt excluded from the line in general because they only had very, very light shades until now. So I fully recognize that there's a consumer for this probably, but I'm just bummed because I really, really wanted it to be that kind of light, almost barely there beigey brown. Can you guess what kind of product we're going to review next? More blushes. Hermes is coming out with a silky blush that features ultralight pigmented textures enriched with subtle mother of pearl microparticles. They're $83? Ew. Oh my God, no. I was gonna buy that top right one. It looks so pretty. Oh my God, $83 for a blush? That's like way worse than Tom Ford prices. Oh shit. But if you go to slide number 2, God damn it, that looks like exactly what I'm looking for. Like a just almost my skin tone, but just a little bit darker. Oh God, all of them. All 3 shades. I'm scrolling through all of them right now. They all look perfect. They all just look like barely there blush colors for my kind of complexion. And they look pretty light to me, but they did use a model with deep skin and it looks actually pretty like a pretty nice pop of color on her. So I just can't trust any digital swatches anymore. Digital photos, digital swatches, honestly, they mean nothing to me. I wish brands would just take pictures in natural lighting like on an iPhone. And if I ever launch a brand, I will definitely do tons and tons of swatches in different lighting that are totally unedited because I just think it would be so much more helpful for consumers. I'm gonna get off my soapbox. I could go on and on about why I think digital swatches are stupid, but these look beautiful. But for $83, I would never buy this unless someone gave me a gift card. That's it. Clinique's coming out with a collab with Kate Spade and it's their Pot Plush Creamy Lip Gloss. I'm just so bored. Like Clinique's boring, Kate Spade's boring. Kate Spade as a brand just reminds me of like every mother of every kid that I went to school with in Connecticut. There's a reason I graduated high school and I never went back. I have like Connecticut preppy family PTSD. I think that this is the same formula as the lip gloss they came out with last summer that had black honey in the line. I thought that that was a really, really lackluster formula. They said it was like all day hydration and super plush and comfortable and cushiony. It was not. It was actually kind of sticky and gloopy. It didn't hydrate my lips whatsoever. So this one's an easy pass. I kind of got suckered in by this next one, the Charlotte Tilbury Summer of Lovegasm collection. Come on, just getting ridiculous. Summer of Lovegasm? Are we 12? These do look really beautiful. The glosses look stunning, especially that bright, hot strawberry red looks so pretty. I love that these make the model's lips look super glossy, really plush. Their lips look so smooth and plump. But I have to think about myself here and remember Charlotte Tilbury heavily edits the photos. These are super Photoshop. So it's not because of the product that you're not seeing any lip lines on the model. And also, I don't have the model's lips. All the models have these beautiful, super full, luscious lips, and I don't have that. So this product is just not gonna look like that on me. Also, let's just scroll to the slide that has the arm swatches here. Did they hire like a 12-year-old on Upwork to do these artificial swatches? This is the most embarrassing thing I have ever seen. They're just like not even trying at this point. Yeah, this is ridiculous. Absolutely insane. Oh, but if you go to the third to last slide, that hot strawberry pink shade on the model with blonde hair does look pretty nice. And I am happy to see that they launched their Beauty Light Wand in Pink Gasm Sunset, which is a very, very deep shimmery red shade. I tried the blush wand in Pink Gasm and it was so sheer. It didn't even show up on me as a blush. It was just like a pinky highlighter. So I am glad to see that Charlotte Tilbury, has included a much deeper shade here so it can work on people with deeper skin. Glad to see that she's heading in that direction rather than only sticking with her pinks and peaches, but this is definitely not for me. The Hourglass ambient lighting palettes. I mean, it's the same shit, different day, right? The Sculptin set on the right is $85. It's limited edition. I don't know, like why would I ever need to use all of these shades? I guess there's like setting powders. Yeah, there's finishing powders, bronzers, highlighters, and slightly different undertones for each, but I would have rather them just come out with like tinier palettes, like a powder, a bronzer, and a highlighter, and then in multiple different shades rather than this massive face palette. The ambient lighting diffused rose edit palette, $69, which is interesting because it has just as many shades. It looks like the same thing, but it's a fraction of the price. And that one does look really beautiful because I'm drawn to those really muted mauvey rosy colors. But at the same time, I'm just like, so many of these colors look like they would show up exactly the same on your skin. Not to mention that they keep launching ambient lighting powders just for people who seem to have fair, maybe light medium skin. I thought that they'd come out with some deeper ones and I was like, okay, Hourglass, starting to get out there, starting to listen to consumer feedback, a little too late if you ask me. but it appears not. Let's look at the comments. Beautiful, but all 6 shades in both 6-pan palettes are repeats in case you plan on purchasing them. They're in the original Unlocked palette and Butterfly palette. Right, I have heard that Hourglass just tends to recycle old products and then launch them in new limited edition palettes. I don't like that. Most of them look like they wouldn't show up on anyone darker than a brown paper bag. Yep, for sure. They really need to combine these. Why can't you put a bronzer and a contour and a blush? Who needs diffused and dim light in every palette? Just a ploy to get you to buy more $85 palettes so you get everything you need. Sorry, but who needs 4 finishing powders in one palette? That's what I'm saying. Damn, it's 2023 and Hourglass is still not inclusive with deeper shades. Help. Nah, won't ever support this brand until my peeps are included. Yeah, my skin color is very African. I can't use it, and I'm thankful for the savings in my accounts. Not mad at all. That's positive. Oh god, another head scratcher. Chanel's come out with the Le Beige Healthy Glow Cream in Rosy Beige. I think that they've, like, for many, many years only had one shade of their Soleil de Tan. I don't know if that's the same formula or the same concept, and this is just a different color, but they say that this is a cream gel that evens out and illuminates the complexion with a subtle rosy veil with a lightweight formula that's easy to blend and leaves skin looking smooth even in luminous. Also limited edition. I got a lot of common knowledge. I mean, this color, well, first of all, this color looks like my exact skin tone. So I'm kind of curious about it. I'm just curious because it says it's supposed to even the complexion. So is it kind of like a foundation? And what's this about being a rosy veil? Where are you supposed to put that? Are they kind of trying to capitalize on the pink under eye trend right now? Like Maybelline has that pink under eye magic eraser. Brands are coming out with really, really light pink cool tone powders. Is this kind of the same thing? There's really no information here and there's no swatches on skin. Okay, the Chanel website has a video for this product. Let's watch it.
Let me show you this Le Beige Summer Glow Routine.
She's cute.
So easy with this cute carry-on product. Swirl this kabuki brush in your healthy glow cream and buff all over your face.
It's not doing anything.
Focusing on your high points.
It's not adding blush, not illuminating, not evening out her complexion. It's doing nothing. She didn't even pick up anything. She's just like,
for a natural,
all right, that's a scam. That's a scam. That's bullshit. That would not even show up on a sheet of paper. Next. This is like way sassier than it usually is. I apologize. Okay, I'm kind of interested in this one. This is the Glow Recipe Plum Pump. Nope. Try it again. This is the Glow Recipe Plum Plump Hyaluronic Gloss Bomb. First initial reaction, I hate the packaging. That lid with the like plump hyaluronic all around it looks super tacky to me. And anytime I criticize packaging here, I always get negative comments from people being like, well, I like the packaging. I understand that, but this is about my subjective opinions and experiences, and everything on my channel is all subjective. It's never saying that like my word is gospel or fact. This is all subjective. Beauty is subjective. I'm just simply sharing my personal thoughts and experiences on these things. And I don't like the lid of this packaging, but I am kind of interested in this product itself because I'm doing this big lip balm video, and I've also never been able to use anything from Glow Recipe because of the high concentration of fragrance that they always put in their products, but my lips can handle fragrance. So I am interested because I think the Plum Plump line probably smells pretty good. I'm just interested. I feel like it would smell good. And I'm curious to see if it's similar to the Laneige lip sleeping mask. So I might pick it up or just, you know, wait until I can try it at Sephora. Jaclyn Hill is launching a new Heat Pop limited edition summer collection. There are matte powder blushes. There's a hydrating lip oil. Blushes are $24. Lip oils are $20. Good price points. Beautiful shades for spring. They actually look a lot like some of the Dior shades. I'm certainly not going to buy it. Again, the lip oils look nice, but they look like they'd be really lightweight and runny, which isn't my thing. So for me, this is an easy pass. Although my friend Star did say that Jaclyn Hill's like creamy liquid blush that comes with a doe foot applicator is amazing, and I've kind of been eyeing that ever since. But I don't know. I don't really follow along with a lot of beauty drama. Like I never really got into the whole Tati James Charles thing. I only hear like little whispers here and there. And I did remember hearing about some controversy with Jaclyn and Marlena, and some controversy around Jaclyn Hill and her products and the quality and, you know, fuzzy lipsticks and all that. And I just think the little bits and pieces I have seen, I don't really align with how she conducts business with people. So that's just a line that I don't think I'm ever gonna try. Pat McGrath is launching a collection that everyone's freaking out about, at least on my Instagram. There's the Divine Blush Legendary Glow Color Bomb. Looks like beautiful cream blushes. These look really, really, really similar to something. Is it Ami Collet cream blush sticks? These look like almost the same product. Okay, So here's a picture of the Pat McGrath cream blushes. Here's a picture of the Ami Collet cream blushes. I mean, I guess the packaging is kind of different, but they look pretty similar. There's also an eyeshadow quad, there's a skin fetish highlighter, blah, blah, blah. Looking at the digital swatches, they look like really pretty colors, but honestly, I already own cream blushes in these kinds of shades, and you know, it's rare for me to reach for a cream blush because they do fade so fast from my face. But that top one, Peach Lotus, actually looks quite pink, and I think M Cosmetics So Soft blush in Strawberry might be a little bit similar to that, or, you know, Paradise Peony and Divine Rose, I could use Wander Beauty Strawberry Fields. Fleurotique, I could just use my MAC Glow Play blush in Rosie Does It. So these are beautiful for sure, but I don't really think that they're for me. That's it for this anti-haul. I feel like we got a little feisty today. Let me know what you are not gonna buy this month and why, so we can all help support each other in not spending unnecessary money. And wherever you are, I hope you're having an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next one.